What if the real reason you lack clarity isn't a shortage of motivation or willpower, but simply that you're leaking too much of yourself to the outside world? Every single day, you talk when holding back would serve you more. You react when you ought to turn inward. You throw your attention at 100 meaningless things. Meanwhile, the one practice that could transform everything sits quietly in the background, waiting for you to see it. The ancient Stoics knew this secret. They practiced it daily. It wasn't flashy or complex, but it quietly separated those who wander through life from those who command it with steady, unshakable clarity. Today, you will discover the habit that changes everything. It's not what you expect. Once you truly see it, you won't be able to ignore it. Once you start practicing it, everything shifts faster than you ever thought possible. If you are tired of letting the world pull you apart, type "no more distractions" in the comments right now. Let's begin. Part 1. The problem: leaking energy. Let's be real about where you are right now. You wake up, and before your feet touch the floor, you are already grabbing your phone. Messages, alerts, news, someone's opinion about something that has nothing to do with you. Another crisis you cannot influence. Another voice demanding your focus. You scroll, you respond, you absorb. And without realizing it, you have just given away the first hour of your day to forces entirely outside your control. At work, you face constant interruptions. A meeting that should have been an email. A coworker venting about things that don't matter. A notification buzzing every few minutes. Breaking your focus, shredding your thoughts. You try to make progress, but you are always catching up. You are busy, but not effective. Moving, but not advancing. And then there is the talking. You talk about your goals before taking the first real step. You share your problems with people who have no solutions. You defend yourself against critics who will never be pleased. You explain. You justify. You announce. You broadcast every move, seeking approval, seeking recognition, seeking something outside yourself to confirm you are on the right track. But here is the hard truth. Every unnecessary word you speak leaks energy. Every explanation you give to someone who doesn't need it drains your drive. Every time you check what others think before checking what you think, you surrender your power. You are living in constant reaction. You are not directing your life. You are just responding to it. And deep down you feel it. The scattered mind, the slow drift. You know that despite all your hard work, you are not moving with the clarity and command you once imagined for yourself. Part 2. The Stoic Diagnosis. The Stoics had a term for this. They called it living outside yourself. It means letting external events, other people's opinions, and the noise of the world decide your internal state. It is the opposite of self-rule. It is the opposite of freedom. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, wrote in his personal diary, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." But he wasn't writing that because he had already mastered it. He was reminding himself, because even emperors fall into the trap of reacting and seeking external praise. Most people never escape this trap. They spend their whole lives on autopilot. They let the world set their schedule. They talk too much and reflect too little. They chase applause from crowds who will forget them by tomorrow. They run toward goals they don't even care about, just because someone told them those goals mattered. And here is what hurts the most. They are capable of far more. They have the intelligence. They have the potential. They have the time. But they never focus it. They never direct it inward. They never ask the only question that matters. What do I truly want? What is within my control? What can I do right now? Instead, they talk, they announce, they react. They scatter, and the years slip away. Part 3. The Solution: One Quiet Habit. You don't want that life. If you are still reading or listening, it is because something inside you is ready for a different path. You are tired of the noise. You are exhausted by the performance. You are done giving your energy to things that do not serve your growth. You want your time back, your focus back, yourself back. And the good news is this: you don't need permission. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to wait for the right moment. You just need to understand one thing. The habit that changes everything is not loud or dramatic. It does not require you to announce it to the world or post about it, or convince anyone to join you. It is the opposite. It is quiet. It is internal. It is invisible to everyone except you. And it begins the second you make one simple decision to focus on yourself and stay silent.
Part 4. What this habit actually looks like.
So what does this habit look like in real life? Let's break it down. It's simpler than you think, but not easier. Focusing on yourself means pulling your attention back to the only things you can actually control. Your thoughts, your choices, your effort, not the outcome. Not what others think, not the economy or the algorithm or your competitors, just you. Staying silent means resisting the urge to speak too soon, to announce your plans, to seek approval, or to lash out impulsively. It means learning to hold your energy inside until the right moment, until you have actually done the work, until speaking serves a real purpose beyond your ego. This is not about becoming a hermit. It's not about refusing to talk or work with others. It is about being strategic with your words and ruthless with your attention. The Stoics practiced this relentlessly. Epictetus, who was once enslaved, taught his students, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." He did not complain about his chains. He did not broadcast his suffering. He focused on what he could control, his mind, and stayed silent about the rest. Seneca, advisor to an emperor, wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." In other words, when something provokes you, when someone insults you, when chaos explodes around you, pause. Stay quiet. Let the moment pass through you instead of reacting from it. That pause, that silence, is where your power lives. Marcus Aurelius, ruling an empire at war, constantly reminded himself, limit yourself to the present. Stop replaying the past. Stop fearing the future. Stop imagining what others are thinking. Just focus on this moment and the one thing you can do right now. This is the practice. And it is hard because everything in modern life pulls you the other way. Social media rewards you for speaking constantly. The culture celebrates busyness and constant availability. You are expected to respond immediately and never miss a notification. But here is what no one tells you. Every time you react instantly, you weaken your ability to respond wisely. Every time you speak too soon, you dilute your intentions. Every time you seek outside validation before inside clarity, you train yourself to depend on others for your self-worth. Part 5. Practical examples. The habit of focusing on yourself and staying silent looks like this in daily life. You wake up and instead of grabbing your phone, you sit for 5 minutes in silence. No input, no output, just you and your thoughts. You ask yourself, what matters most today? What can I control? What is the one thing I can move forward? At work, when someone criticizes your idea, you do not defend it immediately. You pause. You consider whether the criticism has value. If it does, you use it. If it does not, you let it go. Either way, you don't waste energy justifying yourself to someone who doesn't need to understand. When you feel the urge to announce your new project or goal on social media, you resist. You stay silent. You let the work speak for itself. You build in private, knowing that premature announcement burns the energy you need to actually execute. When chaos erupts around you, bad news, drama, conflict, you do not react. You observe. You breathe. You remind yourself, this is outside my control. What is within my control? And you focus only on that. This is not passivity. This is power. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we speak." He was not being poetic. He was giving you a ratio. Listen twice as much as you talk. Observe twice as much as you react. Absorb twice as much as you broadcast. Why? Because silence creates space. Space for clarity. Space for insight. Space for strategy. When you are constantly talking, you are not thinking. When you are constantly reacting, you are not observing. When you are constantly seeking approval, you are not building. Ooh. Part 6, the remarkable shift. But when you focus on yourself and stay silent, something remarkable happens. You start to see patterns you missed before. You hear the signal underneath the noise. You recognize what actually matters versus what just demands attention. You become aware of your own habits, your own thoughts, your own blind spots. And from that awareness, you can finally act with precision. You stop wasting time on things that don't move the needle. You stop engaging with people who drain your energy. You stop defending positions that don't need defending. You stop announcing plans that aren't ready. You simplify. You focus. You execute. And here is the paradox. The less you speak, the more your words weigh. The less you react, the more intentional your actions become. The less you seek validation, the more confident you feel. The world respects silence. It respects restraint. It respects people who don't need to explain or perform or beg for affirmation. But more importantly, you respect yourself because you know you are living by your own standards, not the world's. You are moving in the direction you chose, not the direction the crowd is drifting. This is the heart of Stoic discipline. It is not about deprivation. It is about direction. Saying no to the trivial so you can say yes to the essential. Epictetus taught, first learn the meaning of what you say, then speak. In other words, think before you talk. Reflect before you react. Know yourself before you try to explain yourself to others. This habit, focusing on yourself and staying silent, is the foundation of everything else. Without it, you are tossed around by external forces. With it, you become unshakable. Part 7, it's uncomfortable at first. I won't lie to you. It is uncomfortable at first. You will feel the urge to speak, to react, to share, to explain, to defend, to announce. Those urges are strong because they are wired deep into your social conditioning. But every time you resist that urge, you build strength. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you reclaim a piece of your power. Every time you focus inward instead of outward, you sharpen your ability to direct your own life. And over time, it stops being a struggle. It becomes your default. It becomes who you are. You become someone who doesn't need to announce their plans because they are too busy executing them. Someone who doesn't need to defend their choices because they are confident in them. Someone who doesn't need constant validation because they validate themselves through action. This is what the Stoics meant by living with virtue. Not moral superiority, but alignment. Your actions match your values. Your words match your intentions. Your life matches your vision. And it all starts with this one habit. Part 8, life on the other side. So what happens when you truly commit to this habit? What does life look like on the other side? You wake up with clarity. You know exactly what matters today because you have spent time thinking about it instead of reacting to it. You are not scattered or anxious. You are centered. Your mornings are yours. No one else's agenda, no information bombardment. Just you, your thoughts, and your plan. You move through your routine with intention, not urgency. At work, you are no longer pulled in 10 directions. You have learned to say no. You have learned to prioritize. You have learned that being busy is not the same as being effective. So you focus on the few things that matter and execute them with precision. When distractions arise, you pause, assess, and decide whether they deserve your attention. Most of the time, they don't. So you let them pass and return to your work. People start noticing something different about you. You are calmer, more grounded, less reactive. You do not get pulled into drama. You do not engage in gossip. You do not waste energy defending yourself. And because you are not constantly talking, when you do speak, people listen. Your words carry weight because they are deliberate and backed by action. You stop seeking validation because you are validating yourself through results. You are building things, completing things, moving forward. And the evidence is undeniable, not to others, but to you. Your relationships improve, not because you are trying harder, but because you are present. When you are with someone, you are fully with them. not distracted, not checking your phone, not half listening while planning your response. You are there completely, and people feel that. They feel seen. They feel valued. Your goals become clearer because you are not diluting them with noise. You are not announcing them prematurely and losing steam. You are working on them in silence, and when the time is right, the results speak for themselves. You reclaim your time. Hours that used to vanish into scrolling, reacting, and explaining are now yours. You use them to read, to think, to create, to rest, to grow. You feel more in control, not of everything, but of the things that matter most. Your mind, your actions, your responses. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Limit yourself to the present." Now you understand what he meant. The past is gone. The future is uncertain. But this moment right now is yours. When you focus on it fully, you stop living in anxiety and start living in flow. You become the kind of person who finishes what they start, who follows through, who does not need external pressure to do the right thing, because internal alignment is enough. You stop comparing yourself to others because you are on your own path. You are not racing anyone. You are not performing for an audience. You are building the life you want, not the life others expect. Part 9, the transformation starts now. And here is the beautiful part. This transformation does not take years. It starts the moment you make the choice. The moment you decide to focus on yourself and stay silent, something shifts inside you. You feel it immediately. A sense of calm, a sense of power, a sense of direction. As you practice it daily, that feeling compounds. Day by day, week by week, you become more disciplined, more focused, more clear. The chaos does not disappear. The world is still noisy. People are still demanding. Distractions are still everywhere. But you are no longer at their mercy. You are no longer reactive. You are responsive, intentional, sovereign. This is the transformation the Stoics spoke of. Not a dramatic reinvention, but a quiet, profound shift in how you move through the world. You do not need to announce it. You do not need to prove it. You just live it. And that is when everything changes. Not someday. Not when conditions are perfect. Not when you have it all figured out. Right now. Because the habit that changes everything is not waiting for you in the future. It is available to you in this moment. All you have to do is choose it. Part 10, 7-Day Challenge. So here is your challenge for the next 7 days. Practice this habit. Focus on yourself. Stay silent. Do not announce your plans. Do not react impulsively. Do not seek validation. Just move quietly and intentionally with your attention turned inward. Watch what happens. Watch your clarity sharpen. Watch your energy return. Watch your results improve. The Stoics did not need perfect circumstances to master themselves. Neither do you. You already have everything you need. The power is already inside you. You just have to stop giving it away. Focus on yourself. Stay silent. Let the work speak. And remember, the moment you decide to change is the moment everything begins to shift. That moment is now. Choose it. If you are ready to reclaim your focus and silence the noise, leave a comment below. I focus inward, and make sure to subscribe to Stoic Path Daily and hit the notification bell. This is only the beginning of your transformation. Thank you for being here. Stay silent, stay sovereign.